What's up, guys? Gaonan here, and welcome to episode 2 of Drafting to Masters. The first episode did not go as we would have liked, but it's not surprising given the deck that we had. If you missed the previous episode, I've included the playlist for this season in the top right corner of this video. Also, at the end of the drafting and deck building portion of episode 1, we made an exciting announcement about what's going to be happening at 250 subscribers. So when we hit 250 subscribers, I'll be putting all those subscribers' names into a raffle, and we'll be picking one person that'll get a free one-on-one draft coaching session with me. So I'm really excited about this, really excited to get into some coaching, seeing if this is something that the Eternal community wants, and that will hopefully provide additional draft content that's not just my solo drafts. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them below in the video or hit me up on Twitter. At this point, I really just want to get my climb started, so let's get into our second draft of the season. This is a very unexciting pack 1 pick 1. I think the strongest cards here are probably Fireheart Recruit, Maddening Whisper, Frost Talisman, and probably Keratin Cargo. Fireheart Recruit is nice because it does fit into both the Genev and the Ixtun deck. Cargo I could see taking just because it's fixing for a couple of different factions, whether it's Aurelian or Keratin. Could even be Wind Chest fixing, honestly. And then Maddening Whisper is nice, but it's more late game, and Frost Talisman I think is below the others. So for me, I think I'm just going to pick the Fireheart Recruit here and see where this draft takes us. Bear Arms is a nice pickup. Coastal Beastmaster is good as well. There's also Locust, which is very nice. I think it's one of those 3 cards. It's even fall short for some removal as well. For me, I think I'm going to take the Locust here. Maybe we end up in Genev, or we could just be Praxis, honestly. I think that's not a terrible place to be at the moment. The only issue with that deck is that you have a hard time dealing with flyers. But I think Locust is a solid choice. Beastmaster is probably a stronger card, but it forces you into your third faction already. So yeah, we'll just take Locust here. Okay, there's Lethrai Hideaway, Lethrai Courtier, and then Wind Chest Cargo, I think are the cards you should be looking at here. Only Cargo goes with Fireheart Recruit. Hideaway, it is strong, but as our last draft showed, you have to have the relic synergies to make that deck really work. And Courtier relies on those same synergies as well. So yeah, I think I'll take the Lethrai Hideaway here and see where the draft takes us. Makeshift Barrier is nice because this card will basically make any deck. Otherwise, I think we're just kind of picking Token of Instinct here, so I'm pretty happy taking the Makeshift Barrier. Okay, we've got some Praxis cards coming through. Stoneshell Walker is a nice 5-drop. Eye for an Eye is pretty good removal. And then you have Coastal Huntsman, which is a decent 2-drop, but I think I'm just going to take the Stoneshell Walker here and see if we don't end up in this Praxis deck. Keratin Steward is very nice, probably the best card here. Shiny Finder does fit into a Genev deck, as does Surveiller. Might be wrong, but I think I'm going to ignore the Keratin Steward here and just take the Iceberg Shiny Finder and use this as a way to push us into Genev. Looks like we made a decent choice. Cartographer is a decent 2-drop. Could also just take the Fixing Token. The odd thing about taking Cartographer here is that we would be getting away from Primal being our splash, so I think I'm just going to take the token here. I don't think any of these cards are very good. I guess it's between Fledgling Aviasaur and Token of Vision. Token of Vision is hedging just in case we end up in Aurelian instead of Genev. I don't think that's a very good bet, so I'm just going to take the Fledgling Aviasaur. Firemane Lioness is fine. Also a Mob Rule, which is decent, but I don't know if that's a strong enough signal to say that Shadow is open, so I'm just going to take the Firemane Lioness. Here we'll take the Token of Knowledge for fixing. We'll play Crystal Dirk before we play Meltdown, and Magmatic Sentinel is fine. Amaran Stinger is definitely a problem. I don't know how often you can infiltrate this guy though. Suffocate is good removal, Lightning Strike is good removal, Flame Blast is good removal. There's also the Skycrag Banner just for some fixing, Tower Top Patrol. But my gut tells me to take the Amaran Stinger since it can create some issues for the opponent as far as attacking in on the ground. None of these cards are very exciting. Guess I'm just going to take Pyrodept for a 2-drop. It's not my favorite 2-drop in this current draft environment we're in just because there are a lot of pings, but I still think it's decent enough. This is a nice pack for us. So we have Skycrag Stranger for fixing, Granite Acolyte, which I think is just an amazing card. Stormcaller is also good, but if Primal is our splash, that's probably not where we want to be. And Illumination Wisp, which is nice because, as I said before, Praxis is generally pretty weak to flyers. But even though there's the Illumination Wisp here, I'm going to take the Granite Acolyte. It has good synergy with any flyers, good synergy with Fireheart Recruit, so I like that a lot. This time I think we'll take the Skycrag Stranger over the Flash Freeze. Flash Freeze is very good, but we want to get some fixing, and we're always going to need 2-drops, so I think taking the Stranger here is good. Insistent Automaton is a nice Sentinel. So we have like a Sentinel sub-theme going on, which is nice. Also a Dark Return here, so it seems like Shadow could be open, but just going to take the Insistent Automaton since we don't have any 4-drops yet. I think taking Skycrag Banner makes the most sense here. Don't think we really want to play Wisdom as a splash card. This time I think we can take the Flash Freeze instead of the Skycrag Banner. Flash Freeze is a very strong trick. Don't think we want Cobalt Ring, so I'll take Topaz Drake for a nice top-end finisher. We'll take Lightning Strike for the removal here. These are all just filler cards, I would say. Don't think we really want another 7-drop. So I'm going to take Snowfort, hedging that maybe we see some Acantha's Outriders in pack 4. We'll take Jump Kick for a trick, and Smith's Hammer. Champion of Wisdom could just be a 4/4 flyer in our deck, so definitely worth picking up here. We only have one 4-drop, so I think it's worth taking here over another Skycrag Stranger or the Seek Power. So yeah, we'll take the Champion of Wisdom here. Tomb Protector is just another big Sentinel. Wondering if we should just take the Illumination Wisp here for the early game? I think that's probably the right call. We already have enough beef for the most part at the top end. Tomb Protector is very large, but I just don't see it being as impactful as Illumination Wisp might be for us. Dragon Breath is decent removal. Don't see us playing Reforge. Barkeep's Friend is some removal. Recano Stranger is okay, but we're doing okay on 2-drops, so yeah, I'm just going to take the Dragon Breath here. Changey Stick is always welcome. Putting one of these Sentinels into the air can be game ending, so I think that's the right pick here. We already have a Jump Kick, we already have a Snow Fort, we already have a Smith's Hammer. I don't see us playing Bolt Crafter Shaman. I don't think we have any spells that deal damage except Lightning Strike at the moment. I guess if you get Conflagrator or something like that, maybe you play this guy. It's either Bolt Crafter Shaman or another Jump Kick, I think. And since we don't have any 6-drops, I am going to take the Bolt Crafter Shaman. If we do see Conflagrate in the last pack, I think this card's pretty good. Granite Acolyte is just what we want, so happy to see that. Mirror Image is pretty decent as well. Would we splash for Smuggler's Stash? I don't think so, but I think we're more likely to play it than Jotun Warrior. would be our second 5-drop though. We would need quite a bit more fixing to play this card, so just going to take Jotun Warrior here. Another changey stick seems good to me. Don't think we're playing another Jotun Warrior, so we'll take the Disjunction. Get another Jotun Warrior anyway. And Gale Prowler. Alright, so before we get into this pack, let's look at what we have so far so that we can figure out what holes we need to fill. We have 18 units at the moment, so we're not desperate for units, but we certainly wouldn't mind upgrading some of our units. Also seems like time might be more of a splash. Hard to say though, kind of even across the board. If we had a bunch of renowned dudes, I would say we should take Shingain Forge here, but we really don't, so I'm kind of looking at Mighty Strikes or Power Breach Sentinel here. I don't think Snow Sculptor is good enough for us. It's hard to say what's our splash, but it seems like Primal is a fairly heavy splash for us. But, most of our 1 and 2 drops are in Fire and Time, so we want to lean in that direction. So maybe it just makes more sense to pick Power Breach Sentinel here because Mighty Strikes would be leaning further into that Primal splash. Could also take Shingain Forge as a way to close out a game. But I think we'll just take the Power Breach Sentinel here as our first real 6-drop. Burn Them All is very good. I think it's the pick here. It's a good splash card, so yeah, let's take Burn Them All. Resolute Monk is an amazing 2-drop. Really happy to see that, so we'll pick that. Eternity Core helps us get to higher levels of power. So I think we should take that over Research Assistant or Starved Forlunk. Don't see Awaken the Ages being great for us. We could just take the fixing of Token of Honor. There's also Court Mage, but it only counts for Primal on turn 1. So I think I'd rather just take Token of Honor here. Wow, nice. Shingain Firebrand is a very solid card. So I'd say we're definitely firmly in Praxis. So yeah, let's take the Firebrand. Wish we could take the Forge as well, but we'll just go with Firebrand. I think it's the better card. Not really excited by any of these. Maybe we play Grandfather's Axe. So I guess we'll take that here. Dune Painter is definitely good with Burn Them All. Do we have any other Amplify guys? Shiny Finder is another Amplify guy. Firemane Lioness. We could go super wide. But yeah, let's pick Dune Painter. Maddening Whisper is a way to close out the game. Another good Amplify card. So I think it's worth taking here over the Fireheart Recruit. Let's just make sure we're good on units. Yeah, I think we're good on units, so yeah, Maddening Whisper it is as another way to either slow down our opponent, get rid of a problematic weapon, or just end the game. Don't think either of these matter, so we'll just take the one for more Shiftstone. Disassociate. So I think we can cut the Magmatic Sentinel. We have a decent amount of removal. Once again, we're in a very equal distribution of cards, but a lot of our primal cards don't come into play until later in the game. Really, we probably just need one more cut. Kind of looking at one of these primal cards, wondering if Mirror Image is good enough. Definitely want the 2 changey sticks, the Dragon Breath, Lightning Strike for some early game as well. Wondering if I should just cut the Flash Freeze, but I really like that card. I wonder if we could cut Pyre Adept here, but I don't think I really want to do that. Maybe this is just fine since we have Eternity Core. Yeah, let's go with it. I think this is going to be fine. Eternity Core is like an 18th power, but it's just not guaranteed power. So let's get some power add to the deck. Alright, those are all our special lands. I would like to go down to as few primal sigils as possible. Stranger gives us 1 source. This would be 7 primal sources. It's not bad. It is low though. This gives us 7 time sources. Yikes. I think we definitely need more time. And then fire, we have 9. So a 9, 8, 7 split, 9 fire, 8 time, 7 primal. It's not great, but I think it's the best we're going to get. And we want to lean towards the fire and time because that's our early game. And then the primal cards don't really become a factor until past turn 3 or 4. So I think this is our deck. Just want to close out this drafting and deck building portion of episode 2 by saying thank you for joining me for this draft. I'm looking forward to getting into some games with this. So in the next video, we'll first talk about the deck, what I think are its strengths and weaknesses, and then we'll actually play some games. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, I highly encourage you to do so that when we hit that 250 subscriber mark, you'll be entered into the raffle for a free coaching session with me where I'll draft with you one-on-one and go through the games with you as well. So I hope to see you in the games video.